Okay. Raw. Well, one thing I can definitely say that I liked about Raw this week was that it did start off nicely. It didn't come out with Stephanie McMahon coming out to yell at us about how she's changed wrestling and how everything's different now that she's here. It didn't come off with some Kurt Angle piece of storyline that would just draw for 20 minutes. It was Bray, it was Roman. They shot some promos and then they immediately got into it. They just started fighting. It was awesome. It just seems like so rarely now do we actually see things like this happen, where it just starts going. Um, I mean, the match itself was for entrance into the Elimination Chamber this year. Winner going forward, loser obviously not. Um, but we'll talk about that in a little bit. I, like everyone else, have my theories as to where this is going. So we'll talk about all that in a second here. Alright, now I will get back to the video in the chat to see what the hell is going on. So we're up to 215 subscribers. Pretty awesome. I was telling everyone when we get up to 300, we're going to be doing the giveaway of the Sub Zero here right behind me. Oh, geez, you guys talked a lot here. And we have 4 people watching now. Yeah, it seems like this is trash show now. It's getting a lot better. Just in general, just Vince is clearly moving his way over to his XFL endeavor again, which is good. Maybe we'll see a successful XFL this time around. Yeah, Roderick Strong definitely is, but he is pretty amazing lately. His stuff is really good. He just needs to start racking up some actual wins. Oh, I'm sorry, I'm thinking of Gargano. I always mix the two up. All right, guys. So, going back into Raw. So, this match between Bray and Roman, it went into a lot of what I've said in the past with Roman, where he can give you a good match if you put him in there with someone really, really good. Bray Wyatt is good, but not really, really good. So we got a reasonably okay match here. All of the spots were hit. It ended exactly like you think it would. Bray tries for multiple Sister Abigails to no avail. Gets speared for his troubles. Obviously, there's the win. Um, Clearly, what's going to happen here is with Bray getting the loss at Elimination Chamber and possibly maybe even going into WrestleMania. I think we're going to see that we're going to see Bray versus, why did I just forget his name? Broken Matt Hardy. That's why. Woken Matt Hardy. It's clearly where they built this, but the problem is they've been like a roller coaster with it. They haven't been able to seems like get the story really rolling and continue to roll. They stop it. They stopped it for the Rumble. They stopped it for Survivor Series. They've stopped it for. They just kind of need to do this thing. Hopefully, between now and Mania, we get that. Everything builds to Mania from here on out. So, yeah, we'll see. Let's see. Got garbage on the table. It's actually the the wrapper from the Harry Potter Loot Crate socks I'm wearing right now. So, getting back into Raw, the next matchup was Finn Balor and Carl Anderson defeating the Revival via pinfall. Awesome match, 50-50 booking at its best. I hate when WWE does this. Just put somebody over. Can the Revival be over? Can the club be over? I'm good either way, but don't give them 50-50 because then it shows that nobody's strong in this situation, and that's not really what you're looking for. Unless that's what you're looking for. I don't really quite understand where they're going with this, so I guess we'll see. As always, guys, remember to like, share, and subscribe. Leave anything in the chat if you want to talk about anything. I'm go leave this actually here over in a couple of the Facebook groups that we pal around with. We are. One moment, folks. I was saying in the meantime, what was your favorite part of Raw this week so far? Um, it was an okay week. I think we got a lot of story building finally, which is interesting because it's something that's been sorely missing. So, as something unrelated to wrestling here, but definitely related to the channel and Loot Crate for that matter, I still have not received my lightsaber for the Star Wars crate, DX crate. It was supposed to come in by the end of January. It's now the end of the first week of February. So, don't think anyone's getting that. I think we're all going to get screwed on that deal. Oh, man. Loot Crate, you're kind of the worst sometimes. We liken Loot Crate to the abusive husband. All right, last group to post in, and we will be done. All right, all posted up. So yeah, Cole didn't say boss time too many times this week. He definitely filled the quota. He did say it, but look, he's gonna do it. Um, the Bliss segment was really good. I'm telling you, I became a fan of Alexa Bliss's by through joking, but it turns out she's actually pretty decent. So let's see. So going back to that Finn Balor Carl Anderson, yeah, just 50-50 booking is just killing me, man. I really wish they would go somewhere with this. Um, it's gonna be a Mania pre-show match, and then who gives a shit? So moving on, we got Cedric Alexander and Mustafa Ali versus Tony Nese and Drew Gulak. Um, I love Drew Gulak takes the lumbar check from Cedric Alexander and bounces off of him like he hit a trampoline, like one of those air rams. Like he hit him and flies off. Beautiful sell every time. I do like that they continually put over Alexander. He's clearly one of the best, if not the best, cruiserweight right now. So it would make sense that he wins this upcoming tournament, or at least get into the finals. I think would be really great here. But he's doing really well. We'll see. They defeat Nese and Gulak, who are kind of without Enzo, are just kind of out there. They had briefly, who was that they were with for that like one thing? It wasn't Mustafa Ali. God, oh TJP. They came out with TJP that one time, and it was just like they're just trying to just put him out there with anybody. It feels like. There we go. Much better. So yeah, though Michael Cole's family is they're safe. Don't worry, guys. Everything is okay. Oh, geez, no, I want this one. All right. So next up was the Miz versus Apollo Crews to qualify for the Elimination Chamber. Did we think Apollo Crews was heading to the Elimination Chamber? Really? Which the problem here is that, as always, what's going to happen to the IC title? Now there's nobody to fight for it. There's no match for it if the Miz is in the Elimination Chamber. Makes no sense. So I do like that he's in there. I think the Miz is great. We're gonna see a decent match out of him. He's the kind of guy who might blade. We'll see. Get all good and bloody. Um, Miz wins, beats Apollo Crews, exactly as everyone thought. Um, so Mickey James. Now there's gonna be a women's Elimination Chamber also here. Why in the world was that playing? So there is going to be a women's Elimination Chamber. Yeah, no, Martin, that's weird. Yeah, I think it's just you, buddy, because I haven't frozen here. Let's see. I'm actually like right on time. No latency at all, my man. So, going into the women's elimination chamber, part of this makes sense. Part of this, I'm just shaking my head like, what in the hell is going on here? So, we're going to see in the women's elimination chamber Sasha Bailey. Already, we make sense. Mickey James, I get it. Alexa Bliss, she's the champion. Belts up for grabs. Totally makes sense. Um, then we're going to end up getting Sonya Deville and Mandy Rose. Who gives a shit? Why isn't anyone else in this? There's going to be a match between Asuka at the upcoming pay per view. Also between Asuka and Nia Jax. Winner of that will go on to. I'm sorry, Nia Jax wins. She will be involved in the WrestleMania main event between main event title match between Nia Jax and whoever the world champion is, and Asuka. So it'll be a three way. If she loses, No three-way. Asuka goes on to have a regular match at WrestleMania. So it's gonna be good. We'll see. Mickey James defeats Sonya Deville. All kinds of craziness. Uh, who really cares? Again, it's the women's division is kind of obvious right now on Raw, and is fairly obvious on SmackDown too. Charlotte's holding that thing for a little while, so we shall see. So going forward, Elias. I do want to say again, and I've said this before, I think Elias is awesome. He's one, and for the reason is that he has a guitar, and while he does break it over people's heads, it's not the only thing he does. It's not like the Honky Tonk Man, who only knows like five moves, can move around a little bit, and then just smashes somebody's head, and that's it. This dude can actually play it, and he's been getting better over time. You watch back to NXT, he can barely strum the thing, and then every week he's getting a little better. Is that a work? I don't exactly know, but it's awesome and it's working. So, um, so yeah, no, Nia Jax does have that. I want to speak to your manager voice. So, Martin's saying that there's a woman trying to return something, and I don't have a receipt. Oh god, she really does have. She just needs that the short hair spiked and then like the little swoop piece. Sorry if I'm insulting anyone in the crowd with that haircut, but it's called the I want to see your manager. So I would like to see something with a special IC match, maybe a number one contender or the person who's going to wrestle for the IC match at WrestleMania. That'd be kind of cool. Make it a ladder match. In the past, they've done that, and this I had mentioned to Martin. It would be great to see an opening ladder match at WrestleMania for the IC title. 6 or 7 dudes in the match. You can include Finn Balor can be in this match, and that's who I'd like to see win. I think he'd be an awesome IC champion. We shall see here. That's what her promo. Yeah, her promo is really, really bad right now. She really just needs to go just silent but violent. That's always my favorite for her type of character, her being Nia Jax. Talking's not her strong suit, so don't talk. Go the other way with it. And she can't really wrestle on the mat, so you got to be a brute, be a brute. So Elias versus John Cena versus Braun Strowman. So these three guys are currently in the Elimination Chamber, the chamber itself. So pretty brutal match. A lot of schmozzing outside because of three guys. That's always going to end up happening. The stairs come into play. You're going to see Elias hit Strowman with the guitar, and Cena hit Strowman with a onto the bottom of the steel steps, which was pretty brutal. I saw that. I was like, oh god, someone just got hurt. But naturally, they always get back up. Almost always. So, all right. So Strowman runs in. He gets the Cena was ready to put Elias down. Strowman runs in and takes out Cena. Elias throws Strowman out of the ring and pins Cena. I love this. So good. So now Elias is coming in the last in the Elimination Chamber. He's obviously not going to win this thing. It's going to be Roman. We all know this, but whatever. It just sucks that they're stringing us along like we don't know exactly what's going on. So yeah, that's why I said mostly. Draws disagrees. That's why I said most times they get back up. So let's see what else happened on Raw. There really wasn't that much else. I mean, there was a little promo stuff in between, stuff with Seth and Jason Jordan. Jordan in real life does have a back injury, so that's why he's not showing up here anywhere. He's pretty much done for a little while. It's fine. Put him up on the shelf. Much like Joe, I want to see this guy 100% back. I don't want to see him come back and just get himself hurt again, and then have him be out in 2 months. Just stay away. There's really a talent cloud going on as it is. We're fine. Just we can move on. So basically, a whole bunch of nonsense with Jordan. Roman Reigns actually wrestles twice in this night versus Bray, and then he wrestles with Seth versus the Bar. Bunch of Jordan shenanigans, and the Bar win it. Hip hip hooray! Whatever. Who cares? Don't really care. So yeah, Roman wins that. All right, so that was pretty much Raw. Not again, okay. It set up stuff for the upcoming pay per view, so that's fine. Yeah, I've heard the rumor too. Martin saying here that the rumor is Seth versus Jason Jordan at WrestleMania. I like that match. It's a good match, but just get Jordan out of here now. Let him heal up. Let him come back nice. Um, yeah, he has used up all of Daddy's second chances, is what Chris is saying here. It is really funny how this all actually worked out. That now he's, I've read some places saying, hey, book him as assistant general manager. That would be hilarious. Um, Let him start booking himself into good situations. So, let's see. SmackDown. So the main event for SmackDown this week was going to be Sami Zayn versus Kevin Owens for first number one contender coming up at Fastlane to AJ Styles' title. We'll get to that in the end, but that's pretty much has been pushed the entire time. We know Nakamura is going to wrestle against the champion at WrestleMania. Is that going to be AJ? We don't know because Sami and Kevin are really taking up a lot of that time. So it's been a pretty good feud so far. Um, so just jumping in, good 2 hour show, well packed. I liked it. It felt nice. The flow of SmackDown was really good this week. Just kind of went. So we jump in with Charlotte Flair versus Liv Morgan via submission. Liv Morgan being the one that reminds me of the Christina Aguilera. I feel like I can just ugh. You look at her and yeah. I don't ugh. It's just ugh. Anyway, um, so Charlotte Flair she beats Morgan, obviously. Interference from the Wyatt Squad, the Wyatt Squad, the Riot, Wooby Wyatt. I have it in my head because of Martin. I blame you, Martin. Dude, that would be really good if Jason Jordan dressed up as Dwight Schrute. That would be hilarious. So yeah, guys, in the chat there, we got Martin and Chris chimed in quite a bit. But get in there, say some stuff. What do you like? What do you hate about wrestling? Um, what do you like about this week's wrestling? What do you hate about this week's wrestling? So interference from the Riot Squad led to Sarah Logan and Ruby Riot getting tossed from ringside. Um, this was your basic, what's going on? And then Flair immediately gets her into the figure eight leg lock. That's the end of that. That's over. So we knew that was going to happen. Um, Moving on to the Bludgeon Brothers. I like the idea of these dudes who just come out and kick ass. Can we get them to kick some actual ass, or does it have to be jobbers every week? It was fun with Braun, but they kind of pushed Braun through that pretty fast. That only lasted for 3 or 4 weeks, and then it was over. Then he started getting real matches. Bludgeon Brothers, it's been from day one. I don't know what the hell they're trying to do here, but it'd be nice if they could stop. So yeah, unnamed jobbers get just absolutely worked. Um, the one dude who took the double crucifix bomb, or yeah, double crucifix bomb. That was such a brutal bump. He didn't take it fully on his back. He took it across a bar on his back, effectively across his shoulders, because his whole body balled up. Like he was so light, I feel like those two dudes just threw him down, and his legs just kind of followed. That guy got hit hard. I don't know if it was worth the $500. Yeah, absolutely. Liv Morgan looks exactly like she's built, where she's built from. Where's that? I'm gonna say Pensacola, Florida. Apalachicola. Oof, nose is stuffed up down here. So, Usos coming for another in ring promo. They do their whole deal saying that the Uso Penitentiary isn't about jail, but it's about a state of mind. We turn that mind into a prison, a lockdown, which means we run that prison. So this week, no photoshopping or Microsoft painting, really bad graphics, none of that. So Daniel Bryan, now they're doing a weekly top 10 on SmackDown here, and Daniel Bryan had revealed this week's SmackDown top 10. I'll just run through it top to bottom. Tell me if you think anybody was missing over here in the comments. Oh yeah, no, she is definitely from Jersey. Right off the turnpike is where I think Liv Morgan is from. Sorry guys, it is getting late and I am getting sleepy. So sleep is the enemy. All right, so Starting from number 10, obviously number 10, Ty Dillinger. Number 9, Randy Orton. Number 8, Becky Lynch. Number 7, The Usos. Number 6 is The New Day. Number 5 was Bobby Roode. Number 4, Naomi. A little weird. Number 3, Shinsuke Mononuki, Shinsuke Nakamura. Number 2, Charlotte Flair. And number 1, very obviously, number 1 on everybody's list, AJ Styles. Obviously, the ones missing here, Kevin and Sami missing, and also Rusev. Um, how does Rusev not get in, but Randy Orton does? I don't understand that play. I guess he's the champion for so many times, but he's not really doing it right now. So whatever. Um, all right. So here's the thing. Rusev is over. We all know this. It is Rusev Day every day. Um, They need to have the Usos do more color commentary for tag matches. Absolutely, dude. They are hilarious on the tag. I love it. That is also great. Martin saying here in the chat, I love that Shinsuke just keeps reminding AJ that he's going to beat him at WrestleMania. Love it. Because he doesn't attack him. No, he's not getting harbored or anything. He just flat out tells him, I'm going to beat you at WrestleMania. Like, very matter of fact. Like, it's something we say. Um, So Rusev right now may be the most over guy in wrestling for his gimmick and his in-ring ability. I didn't like him originally because he was just the Rusev Machka. Like that's all he was a guy who would come down and kind of play the Russian role. As he changed and has turned into this Rusev Day, and he's got more personality and there's the jokes there. I like it. I'm in. I get it now. Martin had told me a while back, he's like, no, Rusev's good. You're just not seeing the right version of him. This clearly is the right version. I'm loving it. So, that said, he goes to fight Mr. Abab Rude. Does not make it. So, he earns his title shot by winning a Fatal 4 last week, and he ended up getting huge reactions from the fans. Um, Even going against someone like Bobby Roode, who's also crazy over this, was you want to see face versus heel, but despite the fact that Rusev is technically a heel, dude is face. At the very least, he's over beyond compare right now. So much so that not even Bobby Roode can outdo him right now. So yeah, finish was a little sloppy. Um, he had a couple little botches and on his DDT and stuff, but nothing too serious. We'll see what happens. Um, Randy Orton comes in, interrupts the celebration, and RKO's uh, Mr. Rude. And then he gave the same thing to Aiden and Rusev. So you definitely, here comes Randy Orton again. Who gives a shit? So going on into the match of the night here, it was um, Sami versus KO with AJ Styles. Let me just get the chat up here. So it's Sami versus KO, and Styles is on commentary. He's saying, your your normal stuff, but I like him on commentary. He looks like he's really paying attention. They did a lot of his reaction shots where it seemed like he was studying the guys and seeing like, ooh, if I have to fight Sami, I gotta watch out. There was one part where Sami grabs the wrist and he goes to walk the ropes to then do a tornado DDT from the top rope after rope walking. Um, and then they go over to AJ and he's like, oh yeah, oh, kind of like I'm taking notes on this. So it was kind of good. It was better than the normal way they do it, where they just stand. There's a TV here and they stand like looking at it like this. It wasn't that kind of taking notes, so that's good. Um, so that was really really good. I did enjoy that. Um, yeah, that was some old school generico stuff, Martin. So really love that. I kind of can see where and how they're about to do this, and I really hope fantasy booking wise we'll get into this after this event, where I'd like to see this go. So match is going well. Winner gets to go against us against AJ. Well, I thought they were going to take it the route of the magic double pin where they both hit each other, they both go down, and they both put their hands on top of each other, and nobody technically wins. It's a really good way, and then that way you force. Well, it'd have to be a three-way of Fastlane instead of a one-on-one. Instead, Sami starts talking. He jumps out and he gets into AJ's face, and he starts talking shit, and he spins him around in the chair, and AJ jumps up and he attacks Sami. Then he attacks KO, and they get in the ring and all this. They're jumping back and forth, doing all their thing. Well, ding ding ding, elimination, double because he hit them both. So they both get they're both called a draw. So it's going to be Daniel Bryan comes out, says no problem. Sami, KO, AJ for the or for the world title at or the WWE title at Fastlane. So it's going to be an awesome match. I can't wait. What I would like to see, this is my fantasy booking, would be a four-way match at WrestleMania between Shinsuke, Sami KO, and AJ for the title. Maybe even have it a way of nobody's the champion. That somehow some shenanigans happen with AJ, and it just puts the belt up into limbo, and they figure since those three were in a match together, and Shinsuke has the guaranteed shot, put them all together. You've got your championship match at WrestleMania. I think that would be awesome. If we want it to be a spot fest, include a ladder. There will be obviously here if it's a four-person match. There are no rules. It's usually you have to get the pin in the ring, but there's no disqualifications. There's no countouts. You just go wild. They've really done a good job of kind of refining that. It doesn't get too schmazzy, especially with these guys. Um, so going over to NJPW, let's see here. Martin was just talking. I got to get this card. Martin, put it over here in the chat. There's an event coming up, and it is just too beautiful. I don't really want to look it up, Martin. It's so they basically have Okada for the weekend, so he is in matches. The one night is going to be the Young Bucks versus Okada and I believe it wasn't Ishii. It wasn't Yoshihashi. It's the Australian NJPW dates. That's what it was. Um, but Okada's there. He will be basically main eventing everything. One night, yeah, it was Okada and Ishii versus the Young Bucks. The other night's gonna be Okada Ishii, um, and what's the guy who the hype man for Roppongi? Forget his name. And that's going to be versus Rocky Romero. So and then that's going to be versus Kenny Omega and put the other two into the chat there, Martin. It was going to be Bullet Club versus Chaos, basically. This is going to be awesome. NJPW World, awesome. $10 a month. Can't beat that. I'm sorry, 999 yen a month. So whatever that ever equals out to be. So some months it's like 999, other months it's like 987. So it fluctuates. Either way, absolutely worth checking out. It'll all be available up on NJPW World. They just did finish their that huge event with the brothers tag event and all this. We're gonna be doing something on that. Oh, it is with the Gorillas of Destiny. Oh yes. Wouldn't it be great if it was actually just Kenny Omega and God? Like actually God versus Okada. Okada's still not jobbing a God, so it doesn't matter. But this is just how it is in the NJPW world. So something big actually happened. Our dudes over at the Arson Brothers. So for those who don't know, let me just put in West Virginia Championship Wrestling. Um, Down in West Virginia. The Arson Brothers are involved in this. It's down in Princeton, West Virginia. Their big event on June 2nd this year is called Miracle on the Mountain 8. And they just signed for, I'm assuming, more than just a meet and greet. But Tennille Dashwood is going to be in Action Wrestling. Tennille Dashwood, for those who don't know, is also Emma of WWE fame. And she will be there. This is in Bluefield, West Virginia. They have a big Salvation Army there. They do a lot of outdoor events. So that outdoor event is actually the City of Bluefield Parks and Recreation is where the Stadium Drive in Bluefield, West Virginia, just so everybody knows. And the tickets will be going on sale April 15th at 11 a.m. And all the Five Live guys are going to be there. Really, really pumped. We're going to premiere a new character, actually, the real version of our new They Lucha here. Trick question. Kenny is God. Uh oh. Yeah, no, now I gotta watch Airheads. Thanks a lot, dude. Johnny can't read. Johnny can't write. Kids just don't understand. God damn it. Degeneration. All right. One other thing I did want to talk about. I went out to lunch with a friend. He watches the channel quite a bit, and he had made a really good suggestion. It's something me and Martin had kind of talked about in the past. Um, we all know about the curtain call and the screw job and the Monday Night War and Hogan's of this and of that. There's all the stories that we know about wrestling. Well, what about the other stories and the other matches that had happened in this time? We were so busy at WrestleMania 10 paying attention now in the long eye of history. Um, we're looking back and we only ever see Shawn versus Razor in the ladder match. Well, that's the night that Bret Hart wrestled against Owen Hart in one of the best matches of that generation. But because that ladder match was that night, it just didn't. We don't remember it. So I'd like to go back and actually review some of those forgotten matches. Go to those events. We'll find the event where I don't know. WrestleMania 6. Was there something better in WrestleMania 6 that wasn't Hogan versus Warrior? Or, I don't know, Survivor Series 90? No, that was a terrible card. Actually, no Survivor Series from any time before like 1997. Absolute garbage. Oh, man. But yeah, just doing some of the more forgotten matches. And also on the new channel, I'd really like to do more reviews of wrestling action figures and not just wrestling because the action figures really are a big part of it. Getting the belts, the figures themselves, the dress up stuff, it's all a big part of the game. So I'd like to talk about it all. And to segue into this a little bit, I am BobbyT 55555 time on Instagram. That's five fives. I am a customizer. I do tons of wrestling customs. That's actually what's spinning here is my World War III Macho Man from WCW in the Mattel body format from the Mattel Retro. And spinning around on the other side is Cream of the Crop Macho Man from the one of the best promos of all time with Mean Gene, where he just keeps pulling creamers out. On balance, off balance, it doesn't matter. He blames Jack Tunney for why he lost his Intercontinental Heavyweight Championship. Um, but so I did this. We only actually saw from waist up, so I just guessed waist down. I put him in pink tights with the orange or the yellow boots. I've recently did a women's body. Here, we'll pull that closer. It is in scale to the that's an Alexa Bliss, and she's in scale to the retro figures. So I also have working right now Becky, Charlotte, Sasha, a whole bunch of others for some custom commissions that I take. So I am open for commissions if you guys ever want anything. I also sell the body outright. This is the big one though. I make Daniel Bryan, and we donate 100% of the, not even the profit, 100% of the transaction to pediatric brain cancer, and it mostly goes to St. Jude's. I would like to find there are charities out there that get toys for kids who are stuck in the hospital. These are really great charities, ones that I really like. If you guys know of any of these charities, please leave them in the comments. We'd love to donate to this, and I normally these sell for quite a bit of money when they sell for the charities. So we can give guys. Five Live is a family, and we do give. So yeah, I think that's pretty much it. You guys got anything else here in the chat? Kriza, Martin, stop playing Titanfall 2, you jerks. Stop watching Airheads. So yeah, short episode this week without the guys, one person. You know, not too much to talk about. I don't have as many dick and fart jokes. Yale Toy Closet is the one local here. Okay, cool. Thank you very much, Mommy T. Gonna be filming some videos with Mommy T. Also, actually, coming up on VP. Just some of the really cool parent stuff that we picked up for our daughter that she really just absolutely loves, and things that we didn't think she would. So A good for instance is the Hot Wheels Stow and Go, $35. It is exactly the thing that you remember from when you were a kid, where it flips out. It's two levels with a little ash track and a. It's got a garage you can put stuff into, a couple little lifts, and it is. My daughter cannot get enough of this. She's 2 years old, and it's all about this thing. She drags it around the house. She sits on it. We've suggested this to other friends, and they got it. Their kids love it. So we're gonna be putting a few of those videos out. So yeah, sorry, Chris. I am out of Slim Jims. Trust me, brother. I'd be housing Slim Jims right now. I am in a Slim Jim kind of mood. So I think with that, guys, I'm going to say thank you very much, everybody, for hanging out. Do not forget to like, share, and subscribe. It really does help us out. Spread the word. When we get to 300, we're giving away that Sub-Zero over my shoulder here. And when we get to 500, we'll be doing another giveaway. We'll be giving away some of the female Hasbro bodies, some BobbyT customs, all the stuff we open on these shows. We do video games. Jeez, we give away so much stuff. So, guys, okay. Nothing left in the chat from anybody. So, we have been Five Alive. I'm Bobby T. Got Chris and Martin here in the chat. Remember, you bought it because you love it. That's all that matters.